What if the secret to living longer and feeling better wasn't a pill, a diet, or a supplement, but something as simple as getting really hot or really cold for a few minutes? It might sound uncomfortable, but both science and tradition show that heat and cold can have powerful effects on health and aging. Let's start with cold. Cold exposure is basically giving your body a short burst of stress. At first, it feels unpleasant. Your skin tightens, you shiver, and you probably want to jump out. But beneath the discomfort, your body is working hard to adjust. One of the first things that happens is your blood vessels narrow, which directs blood toward your core to protect vital organs. When you warm up afterward, the vessels expand again and circulation improves. That constant tightening and relaxing is like exercise for your blood vessels, which over time helps keep them flexible and healthy. Cold also wakes up a special type of fat in the body called brown fat. Unlike the white fat that stores calories, brown fat burns calories to create heat. This process uses up energy and helps keep blood sugar stable. As we get older, our ability to process sugar and burn calories usually slows down, which can lead to weight gain and problems like diabetes. By activating brown fat, cold exposure supports a more flexible metabolism, meaning your body gets better at switching between using sugar and fat for energy. Another benefit is reduced inflammation. Inflammation is part of the body's defense system, but when it sticks around too long, it damages tissues and speeds up aging. Many aches and pains people feel in their 40s and 50s are linked to low-level inflammation that never really goes away. Cold exposure has been shown to lower these markers of inflammation and to speed up muscle recovery after exercise. In simple terms, cold helps your body hit the reset button instead of staying in a state of constant irritation. Cold doesn't just affect the body, it affects the brain too. When you get into cold water, your body releases norepinephrine, a chemical that increases alertness, and endorphins, which improve mood. People often describe feeling calm but focused after a cold shower or ice bath. There's even evidence that it can help with mild depression by lifting mood naturally. So while the first 30 seconds might feel brutal, the after effect is often energizing and uplifting. Of course, there are risks. Jumping into an ice bath without preparation can be dangerous, especially for people with heart disease, high blood pressure, or breathing problems. Cold shock can cause your heart rate and blood pressure to spike. That's why it's smart to start small. A good first step is simply ending your shower with cold water for 30 seconds. Over time, you can increase the length or try colder temperatures. The point isn't to prove toughness. The point is to get the benefits of controlled stress while staying safe. Now let's talk about heat. Heat therapy might look more relaxing than cold therapy, but it puts the body under just as much of a challenge. When you sit in a sauna, your core temperature rises, your heart rate goes up, and your blood vessels expand. This improves blood flow and gives the cardiovascular system a workout without needing to run or lift weights. In fact, sitting in a sauna can mimic the effects of moderate exercise on the heart and blood vessels. The long-term effects are even more impressive. In Finland, where sauna use is a cultural habit, researchers tracked men over decades. Those who used the sauna 4 to 7 times a week had much lower risks of heart disease, strokes, and even early death compared with men who only went once a week. The difference wasn't tiny. It was dramatic enough to make scientists take notice and start exploring how heat exposure protects the body. Part of the answer lies in molecules called heat shock proteins. When your body gets hot, these proteins kick into gear. Their job is to repair damaged proteins in cells and help them function properly. Over time, this process supports healthier aging at the cellular level. Heat also affects mood and mental health. A good sauna session usually leaves people with a sense of calm and mental clarity. This isn't just in their heads. Heat stimulates the release of endorphins and lowers stress hormones like cortisol. Regular sauna use has been linked to better sleep, reduced anxiety, and even improvements in mild depression. It's not surprising that many people treat sauna bathing as a ritual for both body and mind. As with cold, heat therapy needs to be approached with care. A sauna puts the heart under stress, so people with unstable heart conditions or uncontrolled high blood pressure should get medical advice before starting. Dehydration is another big concern, since you sweat a lot during a session. Drinking water before and after is essential, and you should always avoid alcohol. Most studies recommend sauna temperatures between 80 and 100 degrees Celsius, with sessions lasting 5 to 20 minutes a few times per week. That's enough to bring benefits without putting you at risk of overheating. The most powerful approach for you might be combining both heat and cold. This is often called contrast therapy. Moving from a hot sauna to a cold plunge and back again forces the blood vessels to expand and contract quickly, training them to be more responsive. This boosts circulation, speeds up recovery after exercise, and builds resilience in the cardiovascular system. People who practice contrast therapy often say it leaves them both relaxed and energized, which makes sense because the body gets two different kinds of stimulation back to back. For people over 40, both cold and heat therapies can be particularly helpful. At this age, recovery after exercise tends to take longer, metabolism slows, and the risk of cardiovascular disease increases. Cold exposure can help by reducing soreness and keeping metabolism flexible, while heat supports the heart and blood vessels. A smart routine might involve using cold mainly after workouts and using heat on rest days for cardiovascular conditioning. The idea is to balance stress with recovery rather than piling on too much at once. A practical way to start is simple. Try ending showers with cold water for half a minute and build up slowly to a few minutes of cold immersion a couple of times a week. For heat, begin with short sauna sessions 2 or 3 times a week and extend them gradually. Once you're comfortable, you can combine both for added benefits. After a sauna, take a short cold shower or plunge before warming up again. These small, regular practices add up over time and may contribute to a longer, healthier life. What's remarkable is how something so basic can be so powerful. We often think health and longevity require complicated diets or expensive treatments. Yet here we see that regular heat and cold exposure can change how the body works at every level, from blood vessels to brain chemistry. The science shows that these therapies lower inflammation, improve circulation, strengthen the heart, boost metabolism, and lift mood. For aging well, that's about as close as it gets to covering all the bases. The key is to see heat and cold not as torture, but as training. They're tools to gently challenge the body so it adapts and becomes stronger. Overdo it and you'll feel drained or even put yourself at risk. But done consistently and safely, they may be one of the simplest ways to support longevity. What do you think about hot and cold therapy? Have you tried them before? Let me know in the comments below. While you're there, click the link in the description to check out my go-to website for getting all my tested health and fitness products. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.